you a rational and unbiased perspective on current events and life in Tampa Bay. He's a successful entrepreneur, published author, top listing agent, a real estate and finance expert that goes to bat for you every day as a consumer advocate. Your host and the consumer quarterback, Brandon Rhymes.
Yes, here we are again another day, committed to being your consumer advocate, helping you win in any marketplace. As we say, that is our goal and always has been over 7 years on air now as the Consumer Quarterback Show, helping you win in any marketplace. And we do that by bringing on over 50 different show partners, lots of areas of business and finance, health and nutrition, self-defense. We talk about a lot. Of course, we do talk about travel and enjoying the beautiful Tampa Bay area as well. We're going to be interviewing Clyde Smith. He's the general manager of Bilmar Beach Resort. Coming up as well, we're going to talk to Kevin Overstreet, property PreQual, and we might have James D. Jerome join us as well, our executive show producer, and Children's Cancer Center as well. Get an update from them. I know they've been hurting with the pandemic, limiting some of their live events that they do. This segment is brought to you by Jade's Premium Quality Cleaning. The official cleaning partner of the Consumer Quarterback Show is Jade's Premium Quality Cleaning. They do a great job cleaning our real estate properties, and we highly recommend Jade and her team. They're a local-owned business, a women-owned business, support the local economy. They are also COVID-19 certified for infection prevention and control. Reach out to Jade's Premium Quality Cleaning. They offer $15 off the first session. Make sure you let them know the real estate quarterback sent you. And hot property for this segment is 1010 Bay Esplanade in Clearwater Beach. This is a gorgeous property on the north side of Clearwater Beach. Great opportunity right here in Tampa Bay. And it's on the north side of Clearwater Beach, walking distance to the number one beach in the world. And that's Clearwater Beach right here in Tampa Bay. Bay Esplanade is a great opportunity and great buying opportunities, all at consumerqb.com. Also, check out our real estate site, PlatinumMVPTeam.kw.com. All right, so we got Clyde Smith, the general manager of the Bilmar Beach Resort, calling in and updating us, giving us our beach update. Clyde, how are things going on your end?
It is going great. It's a beautiful day over here on Treasure Island Beach. We've got happy guests and looking forward to a great Labor Day weekend coming up.
Absolutely. It's going to be an awesome time. So what do you, when you look at, things happening, I know you went through a lot in the hospitality industry. One of the industries that were hit hardest, I think airlines may have probably been right there at or above you. Opened up a little bit, you got COVID-19. You guys are maintaining the distancing and doing everything you have to do.
We really are. We just had a great review get posted from an Expedia guest today that just commented on that you could walk through and see the CDC guidelines being followed. The staff's been great about wearing masks. We've got great distancing going on. Even at our pool areas, we only have half the chairs out there, and the guests have really done a good job keeping the distancing. Our restaurants, both Sloppy Joe's on the beach and then even our cafe, which is now being turned into waves of game room. That's going to be real fun, and everyone's been doing a great job in all those areas. So the beaches have been pretty busy. All the experts say a beach is a great place to go for the outdoor fresh air, and our guests have been enjoying it.
Yeah, absolutely. You look at quality of life. We have the best quality of life here in Tampa Bay. A lot of people, vacation here, and we get to live here and enjoying the boating, the waterways. I'm a member of Freedom Boat Club, so we get out there on the boats a lot. Just enjoying that beautiful beach you have. And you got the 2 pools on site as well. It's just a great resort property with over 90% of the rooms overlooking the beaches with a beach view.
Straight out, and that is very unusual to find that the way we're built is we have 550 feet of beachfront. So all those rooms, there's only 12 rooms that don't face the beach. So it's really good. The guests enjoy waking up and seeing that view. 2/3 of the rooms have the balconies you can sit out on with kitchenettes. So just a lot of options for people, flexible rooms, more space if you want it. We've got the suites and the penthouses, which are always popular. And I'll tell you, Brandon, our locals and the regional people, they have done a great job keeping us open and coming out and supporting the local economy. It's just so appreciated, and they're honestly keeping people working, which is what we need right now.
Yeah, absolutely. The local economy, it's a collaborative environment. I say it's a collaborative economy that we really try to adhere to. With our company and the other supporting companies, is the more that we can help each company succeed and grow and with referrals and collaborating together unfortunately we can't do too many events right now, but that's the idea, is the more that we can work together to make that pie bigger for everyone.
Yeah, and it's gone really well. The area has been busy. Obviously, with school back in now, it is a little slower, but we've actually added some upgrades since your last visit, which is the new internet that we have that allows people, you can stream, you can work, you can do your school, or just play games. From every room has their own access point now, so that's gone over really well, and the guests that are more and more virtual are really enjoying that. So you can come over any day of the week. We have those great resident discounts that are always available. You can get that right on our website, which is really the best way to book, right at BilmarBeachResort.com. That way you get to really see what we're like. All the rooms are laid out there, and you can just choose what works best for you, or give us a call, and we'll be happy to help anyone find out what's going to be best for their beach getaway.
And that's a newly redesigned website as well, isn't it?
It is. We just went on with our sister property over in Savannah, the Overstreet Inn. We both use the same website company, and it's really good. Very easy maneuver. The pictures are really who we are. If you looked at it, you're not going to show up and say, wait a minute, that's not what I saw. It depicts exactly who we are and what the Bilmar brand is all about.
Bill Marvelous as well. That's your hashtag you've got going on.
Hashtag Bill Marvelous. Lots of great pictures on there. We even have a Bill Marvelous rewards point if someone wants to have a wedding or a group here. We give them cashback rewards, or you can double it back with using in-kind. So you can bring your group here and then come back with the family and enjoy a nice room on the beach.
Very cool. We're talking with Clyde Smith. He's the general manager of the Bilmar Beach Resort over on Treasure Island, Florida. One of the top beaches in the world, consistently ranked. It's always Treasure Island, St. Pete, Clearwater Beach, consistently ranked top 1, top 2, top 3, in the world, Clyde. I mean, that is an amazing opportunity that we have here in Tampa Bay to be the number 1 beaches in the world.
It really is, and we enjoy celebrating that. And what's also great about this area is all the beach communities work so closely together. The Tampa Bay Beaches Chamber helps do that. All 13 communities are under one umbrella where we work together. We push the Buy Beaches First, which is just a great way to support the local economy while having a great time at the beach.
You got the dolphins swimming out there. Every now and then you'll see dolphins swimming out there. Pretty much every time I'm there, you see dolphins.
I just did yesterday. 5 of them were just right out in front. It was beautiful.
You got your awesome beach staff as well. If you want to enjoy a chair and an umbrella, or even jet skis and stuff like that within walking distance. You've got Turbo. Shout out to Turbo out there on the beaches.
Yeah, Turbo and his wife Lily. They're both terrific, and they treat our guests just like their family. So it's a really good experience. Yeah,
that's right. So Clyde Smith, General Manager, Bilmar Beach Resort. Now, you had mentioned in the past, do you still have that special run? I think it was if you book 2 nights, you get the third at half off or something?
We're still running book 2, you get the third night for free. It's just whichever's the least expensive night, that's complimentary. So a Saturday night probably wouldn't be free, but the Sunday, Monday, sure, one of those would be. And we have a new one coming up where if you stay 4 nights, it's 25% off your entire room bill. So we're really encouraging people to come on out here and, just relax, get out of the house some, and know you're in a safe environment. When you come up, right away you see that we've got the protocols in that to keep you safe and yet still have a good time.
Now, when we go, we try not to really leave the property too much. You don't need to. There's everything right there. You've got breakfast now overlooking the Gulf of Mexico from the Sloppy Joe's. You have breakfast right there from the restaurant. You've got so much opportunity, but there is free transportation around the beaches as well, aren't there?
There is. The free beach ride's a great way. You just park your car. Some people choose just to Uber over, not even have a car. And then the free beach rides will take you up to Johns Pass, which is just a mile north of us. Take you anywhere on Madeira Beach or all the way down to Paso Grill if you want to go through St. Pete Beach and just check out some of the areas around us. You can do all that. Some real nice drivers. They just work for tips, and it's a great way to get around. They obviously know where they're going. You just tell them what you want to do, and they whisk you away. Works just like a taxi service, but you don't have a meter.
Yeah, that's super cool. So the ability to just get away and enjoy a weekend away from work, and I tell you, every time when I drive over the bridge coming in, or you're hitting that bridge, you're like, wow, you can just feel the stress levels drop a couple levels there, Clyde.
You really do. It's a beautiful entrance straight off of Central Avenue. We're just 7 miles from downtown St. Petersburg, so if you want to go out, the new pier is open down there. That's really exciting. I just went this week for the first time, and it's beautiful. I haven't seen the St. Pete Pier. It's a new icon of the area, and just 7 miles up the road, you end up at the beach, so it's nice connectivity.
Very cool. St. Pete Pier, yeah, that's been a big ongoing project. That's good to see.
It's open. It's open to the public. You can ride your bicycle out there. I saw more rollerbladers than I thought were out there anymore, but they're on the pier if you want to see them.
That's cool.
And then
Clyde
just come back to the beach for sunset.
We're talking with Clyde Smith, General Manager, Bilmar Beach Resort, giving us our beach update. And Clyde, we have a lot of business owners and even retirees or people that are in the business world. What would you say? Because your staff, every time I go, they're so friendly. It's just a well-run operation. Seems like a well-oiled machine over there. What's one of your success tips? What have you done to be able to get to this position in life and to where you have such a great staff and the hotel just operating where it seems like everything's operating just super smoothly?
Well, thank you so much, and it's really my team. You put the management together. We have over 250 years of experience with our management team, so that says a lot. The fact that no one person interviews someone, you've got to meet me to work here, and so we interview, and I make sure that they understand what our goals are and what our brand is all about. So we do that, and once we're here, we take care of them. We have wonderful benefits from insurance, the time off. I mean, if you're here for 5 years, you get 20 days off a year, and that's almost unheard of in any industry.
Wow.
So we hire right, and we keep them happy so that they can keep the guests happy, and we share the experience. All the managers are hands-on, and we're all willing to do whatever it takes. And I think when the employees see that, it makes them more willing to do whatever it takes to make that guest happy.
Yeah, absolutely, going above and beyond. Excellent, good stuff. Clyde Smith, General Manager, Bilmar Beach Resort. Parting words, Clyde. Final thought.
BilmarBeachResort.com. Come and see us. We look forward to it.
Awesome. Good stuff. Hey, thanks so much, Clyde. We appreciate you calling in.
We look forward to seeing you soon.
Absolutely. Giving us that beach update. And Bilmar Beach Resort, the official hotel partner of the Consumer Quarterback Show. All right, when we come back, we're going to have a great lineup for you. Also, our feel-good story of the day. We got a random act of kindness is spreading. Interesting story here. Georgia police officers gives his bike to a man he spotted walking to work. So stay with us right here on the Consumer Quarterback Show and check out consumerqb.com.
Hey, this is Grant Cardone, and you're listening to Consumer Quarterback Show, hosted by my friend Brandon Rhymes. Do not touch that dial. I'll come right through the radio and grab your throat.
To get in touch with Brandon, call 813-670-7372. Online at consumerqb.com.
My name is James DeJerome, and I produce the Consumer Quarterback Show for Brandon Rhymes. The Consumer Quarterback Show is a team, a group of like-minded professionals who partner together to provide our audience sound advice, knowledge, and information to make them wiser consumers. We work with all types of business owners and aggressively promote our local economy. We're currently conducting interviews for our expert contributors. If you own a business or know someone who would benefit from the exposure our show provides, please contact us at 813-750-0550 or online at consumerqb.com.
My friends, when choosing a listing agent to sell your home, their track record is critically important. Dennis Prager here for Brandon and Lindsay Rhymes, owners of Platinum MVP Team at Keller Williams Real Estate. They're consistently rated by the MLS in the top 1% of all Tampa Bay realtors, and that's a big deal. Brandon and Lindsay are always among the top realtors in the state. Call them today at 813-750-0550.
Find them at platinummvpteam.kw.com.
Selling commercial or residential property? Don't leave money on the table. List with the Platinum MVP Team at Keller Williams Realty. I'm Brandon Rhymes. Reach me at 813-670-7372 or platinummvpteam.com.
You're listening to The Consumer Quarterback, Brandon Rhymes, online at consumerqb.com. Brandon is Tampa Bay's #1 consumer advocate for real estate and financial advice. Call Brandon today at 813-670-7372.
And we're back. Brandon Rhymes here, your host of the Consumer Quarterback Show, giving a shout out to the Golf Cart Depot of Tampa Bay. Huge shout out to our friends at Golf Cart Depot. If you're shopping or thinking about it, it's a fun toy. Hey, Christmas is right around the corner as well. Golf Cart Depot of Tampa Bay. They've got the Easy Go, the Star EV, the Cushman, pre-owned and remanufactured golf carts available, and they will allow you to test drive at your home or office. So it's pretty cool. You can call them up, hey, meet me at the park, and let's go test drive a golf cart. Awesome opportunity right here in Tampa Bay. Golf Cart Depot, longtime friend of the Consumer Quarterback Show. All right, we've got a hot property listing here in Tampa Bay as well at 6128 Oak Ridge Avenue in Newport Richey. Over 4,100 square feet, almost an acre of land on the river right here in Tampa Bay, 6128 Oak Ridge Avenue, one of our hot real estate listings from the Platinum MVP team. Also, we've got 8001 U.S. Highway 301 in Riverview. Now, this is a restaurant, also a separate building that's being rented out as a church. So you've got two buildings for the price of one, about an $800,000 purchase here in Tampa Bay at 8001 U.S. Highway 301 South in Riverview. Maybe you're a coffee shop owner or a restaurant owner thinking, wow, this might be a great opportunity for expansion. A busy corner. It's a red light corner with 50,000 vehicles driving by daily. Check out all of our listings at platinummvpteam.kw.com.
Sun is shining, the weather is sweet.
And, as we talk about as a consumer advocate, as I'm doing the show here, I get a text from a friend. It's, there's all kinds of different scams out there. Here's one that just popped up. Fort Myers businessman Casey Crowther, accused of misusing $2 million in COVID-19 funds, bought a boat with the funds. This out of the Fort Myers News Press here. He was a president of a roofing company down there and took $700,000 and bought a boat. So these are the types of scams that we're trying to help people avoid. James D. Jerome joining me here in studio, our executive show producer.
Unfortunately, that happens all the time, Brandon. And you only hear about 10% of actually what goes on. A lot of folks never even uncover the scam.
Yeah, exactly.
I've worked a bunch of the seniors are constantly being targeted. I worked a case where a guy called a senior couple, said we've had an issue. He pretended to be a bank executive. We've had an issue at your bank. I want you to come down and withdraw all the funds and make sure they're there.
Wow.
So they come down and withdraw the funds. He calls. Boy, that's great news. You got all your money. I'll just come pick that up, take it right back to the bank for you. Never saw the guy again.
Yeah. And I think I remember a story out of Chicago that was very similar to that.
Yeah.
I watch American Greed. You see, a lot of these stories happening. Thomas King just last week or earlier this week talking about spotters when you park in your car. So the show's different. We set up this show to be a consumer advocate. And James, we got some great partners that really exude that.
We do. I was just thinking about all the legal representation, all the folks from our legal side that come on the show, with Joe Kearns and Richard Alexander and Millie comes on, and they're so prepared and they go through all the local cases and everything. So if you're someone out there, whether you have a legal issue or not, just to get the opinions of some of these folks and to understand where the position they're taking, it really gives you some education in terms of making decisions for you.
Yeah, we got about 7-8 attorneys associated. Frank Charles Miranda Law, Coble Law, Pippin, Joe Pippin on the estate planning side. Millie,
talk about a wealth of knowledge. I mean, we got folks with tons and tons of experience on that side.
Yeah, Richard Alexander always does a great job of bringing the updates. He's very topical with some of the stories about the gentleman or the young man that unfortunately probably ruined his life with the Twitter hacking, extorting money there. But yeah, so we got the legal side, we've got self-defense side with Alex Lima, Black Belt Fitness, Joseph. Great people there as well with Thomas King, Florida Firearms.
And we got folks that are looking out for you in terms of their knowledge over time. Coming up on this show, Kevin Overstreet and Property PreQual and some of the things he's done in terms of being an advocate for you better be heads up in all your title information and everything when you get into a real estate transaction. It's not quite as straightforward as you might think it is.
Yeah, Title Update was one of his programs that he spoke about, and he's an entrepreneur. Not only does he own title companies and has done thousands of closings in the title business, but he also has developed different programs. One is called Title Update, because most of us think about insurance kind of like Doug Levi. You buy insurance in case you get sick, in case you get in a car accident. But title insurance is different because what you're doing with title insurance is you're insuring the past. So he came up with this program called Title Update. And what that does, it's basically every month it's going to check your title, to update your title to make sure that nobody's trying to scheme and scam you. And it happens more than people think.
You'd be amazed at how simple this process was. If you really know what you're doing and you get in there with knowledge, you can do things. And that's why the show's all about giving you guys the knowledge. We want to make sure that you see it first.
Yeah, we had Matthew Cox on the show. He was, infamous from the American Greed show, and he was committing a lot of fraud right here in Tampa Bay, down in Ybor, and bank fraud, title fraud. But that's what they got him on is I think it was the bank fraud, but title was where he really got to start because with title everything's on public record, so you could easily manipulate, record false titles, false deeds, and then you refinance the money out, take the money out, the cash out. So unfortunately, it's a simple process, and it's interesting how in 2020 we haven't come up with a way to really combat that.
No, and at least there's guys like Kevin out there at least giving us a heads up and kind of putting that, shining a little light on this so we can start to examine this and figure out where the loopholes are and try to close some of this stuff. And, other guys like Chuck Peterson, for instance, it may sound simple. Hey, don't lay out your, but when you have a storm that rips the roof off your home, man, you're desperate.
Absolutely.
And so when someone comes to your door and says, hey, I got this, I just need an advance to get this work started, well, it sounds like something that's reasonable.
Yep, exactly. And so you got to be careful about how much money you give them as a down payment. He says, Suncoast Roofing says, not more than 10, maybe 15%. Some people that ask for 50% up front, that should be a red flag to you. They're probably, the old saying is robbing Peter to pay Paul. They're funding their business on these deposits, and that's a dangerous scheme.
It is, and like I said, Millie has come on recently and done a bunch of scam alert kind of news for us. She does a great job of preparing for that kind of stuff. Yeah. And so some of the things that she went over in terms of this PPP and application and misuse of the funds, like you mentioned here going in from out of the break, man, it's a crazy world of paperwork and minutia out there, and you better have someone who understands how to file, when to file, and what to file, or you can be left out.
Yeah, absolutely. Those are the things that you want to think about in terms of this show. Is we want you to think about this show as the hub of your financial, your business, your finance, your self-defense, all those different spokes on that wheel. And then we have the solution for you. So we're going to put you in touch with the person that's going to be able to solve that problem for you. And by the way, you can go directly to consumerqb.com, and you can see links there to all of our expert contributors. And, if they're not updated at some point and you miss it, just shoot us a call or a text to our hotline, and we'll make sure we make that connection for you. 813-750-0550 is the hotline number. You can call or text that line anytime, 750-0550, and we'll make sure we get right back to you. But there's also a new partner that's coming up that we haven't had the pleasure of bringing on the show yet. She's also an attorney, but she's a CPA as well.
Okay.
And I tell you, when we had lunch in the break room here, some of the strategy that she was telling me, I had never heard before.
Right.
And I've interviewed a lot of CPAs on this show, and these strategies are very advanced strategies.
Well, we talk about knowledge being power, and that's what we're trying to do out there. Let me see. Is Kevin there? Is Kevin, you on the line?
I am.
Kevin, you had a great, I just was really impressed with your first appearance and since then about kind of uncovering something I never even considered. So if you could, I want to get you and Brandon together. I'm going to step out here and let you guys talk a little bit, but I want the audience to realize when you get somebody out here providing information that can really help you, guys, this is a valuable resource. So I'm so happy to be part of the show. Anyway, thanks, guys.
Yeah, thanks, James. We appreciate you doing a great job putting the show together and lining up all the experts, contributors. So, Kevin, we got about a minute and a half. If you could tease what we're going to talk about today, that would be wonderful.
As we've first of all, thank you for having me on the show, and apologize for my remoteness. But we talked the last couple of shows about the property PreQual in kind of a general sense, and what I'd like to do today is to dive a little deeper into one single component of the PPQ, and we'll be. I'd like to do that each time because there are several components. But today I want to talk about municipal lien searches, and there are a few things that I think almost no one understands, and it's good information for everyone. So stay tuned, and I'll share it with you momentarily.
Municipal lien searches. So let's break that down even further. So a municipal lien search is the different municipalities in the Tampa Bay area or any city or metropolis area, correct?
It's actually misnamed, to be honest, because what we're searching for as a title company, we always obviously search for liens and other things that are public record, but the municipal lien search is looking for things that have not quite gone to lien yet, such as code enforcement violations or unpaid water bills and things like that. And when you take a property from a seller to a buyer, the goal obviously is for the buyer to not inherit any problems with the property or with that the seller created or even the seller before created. We'll get into that in just a second.
Good stuff. All right, stay with us right here on the Consumer Quarterback Show. We got Kevin Overstreet coming up, property PreQual, and also going to touch on our feel-good story of the day. Our random act of kindness is spreading. So Georgia police officer gives his new bike to a man he spotted walking to work. Stay with us right here on the Consumer Quarterback Show, consumerqb.com.
Hey, I'm Ken Shamrock, and you're here with Consumer Quarterback Show. And I say, Brandon Rhymes, knock out your competition.
To get in touch with Brandon, call 813-670-7372. Online at consumerqb.com.
let me know when you want to continue. Alrighty, everybody, stand by, please.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
You're listening to the consumer quarterback, Brandon Rhymes, cutting through your typical media nonsense and offering you a rational and unbiased perspective on current events and life in Tampa Bay. Online at consumerqb.com.
All right, welcome back. Thanks for sticking with us. Brandon Rhymes here, your host of the Consumer Quarterback Show, helping you win in any marketplace. Giving a shout out to Replenish IV Solutions, the science of nutritional balance. Say hello to Stephen and Lisa Gunnan over at Replenish IV Solutions. Let them know the Real Estate Quarterback sent you. But what these are is basically it's vitamin infusion drips directly into your bloodstream. And I go at least once a month and I get these Myers cocktail, the vitamin C, add a little extra zinc for me, boost the immunity, and make sure that you're staying COVID-free and staving off boosting your immune system. Reach out to Replenish IV Solutions and make sure you let them know the Real Estate Quarterback sent you. All right, a couple of hot listings here. We've got a property right here in South Tampa. We just listed a beautiful lot for a building, a great construction build site for a large home. This is a large corner lot at 5510 South Elkins. This is in Ballast Point, right here in Tampa Bay. Beautiful opportunity to own land right here in the area. 5510 South Elkins, listed around $300,000 for a large lot. You've got a lot of the water utilities all right there on site. Great buying opportunity here. 2528 Appaloosa Trail in Palm Harbor. This is about $500,000 property, estate-style home in Tampa Bay. 2528 Appaloosa Trail, large home, got a conservation view in the back, and a pool. So you can check out all of our listings at platinummvpteam.kw.com.
Somewhere sunny and 75.
All right, we got our friend Kevin Overstreet back here on the show, Property PreQual. He's also an entrepreneur, owns multiple companies, title companies, as well as we talked a little bit about Title Update earlier in the show. All right, Kevin, welcome back.
Thank you, sir. Thanks for having me.
Hey, my pleasure. Always great having you on, my friend. So, Property PreQual, talking about these municipal lien searches. A lot of people don't realize, what the title company does. Why do I have to pay title insurance? Why do I got to pay these doc stamps? Well, this is part of that, right?
Well, technically, no. The municipal lien search is, as you know, the contract is an agreement between buyer and seller. And in the, I believe it's page 3 in the title evidence portion of the standard Florida contract, in April of 2017, they made several revisions to the contract, and they're quite good. There's some improvements. And one of them, I'm actually looking at one right now. I'm not going to pretend I have it memorized, but on line 154, for purposes of this contract, municipal lien search means a search of records necessary for the owner's policy of title insurance to be issued without exception for unrecorded liens, and then some legal jargon there after that. And to take you back a little bit, when, as you know, Brandon, most of the time in the Tampa Bay area, in this market, the seller is typically choosing the title agency, which in most cases means the seller's agent, because seller's agents know title companies better than sellers do. And the way that it used to be done by all of us, and we were going with the flow like everyone else, myself and most of my competitors here, was we would not perform a municipal lien search unless it was requested, and that was just a standard course of business. And a lot of buyers got harmed by that. And I'll tell you a story that happened to my company several years ago. Like I said, we were not ordering the municipal lien search. It wasn't part of the contract. And if someone would request it, which they rarely did, then we would perform those searches. And we had a transaction with a real estate agent down in Naples, buyer's agent, who had been using us for a while. And no muni search was done. And then after the buyers moved in, it was discovered that there was an open permit for a pool to be put in. And typically an open permit, as you know, is they got a permit from the county or city to do some work, and then the work was done, and most of the time they forgot or didn't realize they were supposed to get in touch with the municipality to come out, do a quick inspection, and then close that permit. And so it didn't seem like a big deal. They could just have them come out, close it. It cost a few bucks. However, it was discovered that the pool was put in the wrong place by a couple feet. It was actually encroaching. It was a very strange lot, but it was encroaching on. Yeah. So the potential damage to the buyer was about $35,000 because they may have to move their pool. And I think what they ended up doing was purchasing, a few inches or a couple feet from their neighbor. But the very first thing they did, as anyone would, is they said, okay, who do I go after for this? And they tried to make a title claim because we had issued a owner's policy to them. And I spoke with my underwriter, and they said, yeah, that's not something that affects title, which is true. So that buyer had no recourse other than to go after the seller. And I believe that's what ended up happening. What happened to me was that buyer was upset with that buyer's agent, and that buyer's agent instantly became a former client of mine. So I made the decision then, even before this new contract came out, we're going to order the municipal lien search. We're going to perform those tasks unless told not to. And then the contract came out basically saying that it had to be done, which is good. And it's very protective of both sides, both buyer and seller. However, there's a component that I think almost no real estate agents know, particularly buyer's agents, and that is when the municipal lien search is done. So I've got a very good friend who runs one of the largest lien search companies in the state of Florida, and nearly all of his clients are title agencies like my companies. And he said that about 90% of them exclude code and permitting in the search because those two items cannot, unless they've gone to lien of public record, they cannot affect title. So if you go back to that legalese that I was reading, municipal lien search means a search of records necessary for the owner's policy of title insurance to be issued without exception to unrecorded liens. Well, code and permitting do not, they're not included in that. If you read the statute, it'll actually make it pretty clear. So going back to the custom of listing agents typically ordering the title, and the title companies typically conducting or contracting out the municipal lien search, they consider, so the title companies, and we're all guilty of it, we consider the listing agent in that case to be our client because that's our source of business, and that's easy to understand. So it's kind of a no news is good news, and if we look at the permitting and code, it could cause a delay or, even a cancellation of contract, and that's, I think you and me and everyone else in this industry, our least favorite phrase is cancellation of contract. So with the PPQ, which is what we call property PreQual, the main thing that we're doing with the entirety of the product, and we won't get into all the other components. We'll digest each one of those in future meetings. But it's done backwards. So what we're doing with PPQ is the way a buyer's journey typically happens in real estate, in a real estate transaction, and this is nationwide, is they get pre-qualified for a loan. They figure out what caliber of home they can purchase, and then they start looking at homes. And the very first question that they're asking every time they walk into a house is, "Do we want to live here?" And then when they find one that says that they say yes to, so we do want to live here, we can afford it, so let's put it under contract. And then all of the due diligence begins. So that's incorrect. And what we're doing with PPQ is flipping that, just reversing it basically, so that everything is known by the buyer, by the buyer's agent, prior to them seeing the home. So instead of the first question being, "Do we want to live here?" it's literally the last question. And that's done diligence. Due diligence after people are emotionally involved and trading money back and forth is crazy when you could do all of this beforehand. So getting back to the municipal lien search with PPQ, the product, the property pre-qual report, is ordered prior to listing or even at listing, and we have an entire listing period to do all of the tasks. And specifically for the municipal lien search, let's say, and we do a complete municipal lien search. So we're looking for code, we're looking for permitting and issues like that. And if you think about a code enforcement violation, I had a gentleman that lived in my subdivision that I used to live in here in Tampa, and his driveway was painted blue, and it was pretty ugly. And the HOA said you can't have a blue driveway, and they imposed a $100 per day fine on him until he corrected the problem, and then he could negotiate it down potentially. And he basically said, look, I'm going to live here forever. I like my blue driveway. I don't care. But over the course of years, that can become hundreds of thousands of dollars that the city or the code enforcement department has every right to collect. And the buyer can simply inherit that problem and not have anyone to sue, basically, other than the seller. So the way that it's being done without looking at code and permitting is it's not helpful for the seller. You know, you and I are paid when we close transactions. So title companies, our job is to get deals closed. However, our kind of more important job is to get transactions done correctly so that everyone's protected. And let's say blue driveway guy sells his house and he's got a $200,000 code enforcement lien or violation that becomes a lien. That's part of the property, and that buyer has to deal with it. And they may be able to paint the driveway the right color and maybe pay nothing, but they could also pay a couple $100,000. And it's very not protective of the seller to do that, because that's the only party they can really go after.
Right.
And you know as well as I do, when people sue, they sue everyone. So they're going to sue title company, which won't work. They're going to sue the realtor. They're going to sue the other realtor. They're going to sue the seller, and it's just ugliness. So, but let's take a much less crazy example, and let's say there's an expired permit. So somebody turned their garage into a bedroom or something like that.
Yep.
It was permitted. It was done fine, and it just wasn't ever closed. So let's find that out during the listing period, before there's a buyer who's attached to this property and wants to live there, and this creates a red flag for them. So we go, we do the search, we find something that needs to be closed out, we get in touch with the whatever the municipality is that needs to do that inspection, and then close it, and then it's gone. It's as if it never happened. Or the way it's done now is when it's found after contract,
right,
then the buyers say, wait a second, why wasn't this closed? It's a red flag to them. Anything after contract that raises eyebrows is a negative thing. So it's all about done diligence instead of due diligence.
I like
that. And getting rid of this terrible phrase, which is cancellation of contract.
We hate that. Done diligence. Yeah. We like that. Cancellation of contracts. We hate that. All right.
Right.
Good stuff, Kevin. We got to take a break here. We're coming up on a hard break, but that's Kevin Overstreet, Property Pre-Qual. What's the best website for people to find you at, Kevin?
PropertyPreQual.com, and there's quite a bit of information there. And we're actually for real estate agents between now and the end of the year. We're signing them up right and left. It costs them nothing, and they're actually locking in the low price of today because at the first of the year the price is going to increase, so the company can make some money. But as a favor to the agents that we've worked with and the other ones in the area, we love you guys, and we want to make sure that we can get as many of you in a good position to not just be involved with the PPQ, but actually take advantage of it from a marketing standpoint, because this will be. We have several plans for the public launch of this, and it will be something that is demanded by the marketplace. Think of it as Carfax for used cars, Property Pre-Qual for used homes, and that analogy is perfect. And
I like it.
There you go.
Right. Good stuff. Kevin Overstreet, always a pleasure, my friend. Check him out online, Property Pre-Qual, and we'll catch you next time, buddy. Thanks so much. Coming up, we got Julien Borbon, our friend. We're going to check in with Children's Cancer Center, talk about some of the charitable things happening in the community, things that we're doing as well with the Platinum MVP team at Keller Williams Realty. And our feel-good story of the day is a great one. Georgia police officer gives his new bike to a man he spotted walking to work. Stay with us. Consumer Quarterback Show, ConsumerQB.com.
This is Warwick Dunn, and you're listening to the Real Estate Quarterback Show hosted by my man, Brandon Rhymes.
To get in touch with Brandon, call 813-670-7372. Online at ConsumerQB.com.
This is Diane Vance with Fairway Independent Mortgage, a member of the Consumer Quarterback Show. Please give me a call for any of your mortgage needs. We do all sorts of loans. If you would like information on a mortgage, you can text me or call me at 727-647-8199. I will take care of all your mortgage needs. Go to my website at dianevance.com.
Ian Beckles here with my man, Brandon Rhymes, a.k.a. the Real Estate Quarterback. Brandon, what's happening with the market?
Thanks, Ian. We are in a low inventory market, so any of our listeners are homeowners and would like a free comparable market analysis or a 2.5% listing, we will honor this for the first 3 listeners who call or text in 813-773-1253. Free CMA and a 2.5% real estate listing at 813-773-1253. Check out ConsumerQB.com. Selling commercial or residential property? Don't leave money on the table. List with the Platinum MVP team at Keller Williams Realty. I'm Brandon Rhymes. Reach me at 813-670-7372 or PlatinumMVPteam.com.
You're listening to The Consumer Quarterback, Brandon Rhymes, online at ConsumerQB.com. Brandon is Tampa Bay's #1 consumer advocate for real estate and financial advice. Call Brandon today at 813-670-7372.
And we're back. Brandon Rhymes here. Consumer Quarterback Show powered by the Platinum MVP team at Keller Williams Realty, helping you win in your real estate deals, buying, selling, investing. Reach out to us. We would love to help you. Reach out to the hotline, 750-0550. It's a Tampa number at 813-750-0550. Quick shout out to Brothers Easy Moving, the official moving partner of the Consumer Quarterback Show. Local or long distance moves, Brothers Easy Moving has you covered. Make sure you let them know the Real Estate Quarterback sent you. Take them up on the special offers and incentives just by mentioning that you're a fan of the Consumer Quarterback Show. Every day we're going to tell you something good.
Tell me something good.
All right, so our random act of kindness is spreading. This is a Georgia police officer here giving his bike to a man that he spotted walking to work. So when Officer Dennis Rowe of the Hapville Police Department learned that a citizen had his bike stolen from work that he used to ride to work in the heat, the Georgia heat, he knew he had to do something about it other than take the police report. So Officer Rowe was working as an off-duty job at Hapville on Saturday when he spotted Craig Magby returning home from work on foot. And he was, kind of a hot and sweaty day, got to talking, and he's explaining to me that he normally rides his bike home, but it was recently stolen. Since the bike was stolen, he gets back and forth to work. So the Walmart employee had recently purchased a bike. He would ride back and forth, locking it, and last week someone had stole it. So when he told me his bike was taken from him, he said, I didn't say anything to him, but I knew immediately that I was going to bring my bike to him and give it to him so that he could use it, said the officer. And Magmy is grateful for the act of kindness, he said. And he goes on by, quote, saying, I quote, I had talked to God about it. He was like, consider it done. And he sent Officer Rowe my way. I'm grateful and thankful, said Magby. So pretty cool story in our feel-good story of the day. Every day we're telling you something positive there. And we've got a hot property listing for this segment. We've got 3405 Gray Whetstone out in East Hillsborough County. Property out in East Hillsborough County, 3-bedroom, 2-bath. Beautiful property, around 2,000 square feet. 3405 Gray Whetstone is a great opportunity out in East Hillsborough County. Check out all of our listings at PlatinumMVPteam.kw.com. All right, we got Julien Borbon joining us from Children's Cancer Center. Welcome back, Julien.
Hey, Brandon, how are you?
I'm doing well, doing great. And yourself?
I'm doing good. Thank you for having us on again.
Hey, my pleasure. Always love supporting the local charities, especially one like Children's Cancer Center that we've known and come to love for multiple years now. Clay's for Kids, benefiting the Children's Cancer Center coming up. So you got guns and a charity here. I love it.
Yes, we got to get creative during this pandemic. So
Yes.
the Clay Shoe is really an incredible event to be able to not only support children battling cancer, but also to be able to do an outing with friends, colleagues, business partners, but you're outside. So you're social distance, you're only in teams of 4, and you're in open air so that we can be COVID compliant at the same time.
Yeah, and that Tampa Bay Sporting Clays, they do a lot of good up there. They're doing a lot of these different types of events off of Aaron Cutoff Road up in Land O'Lakes. And yeah, so you've got a really cool lineup here. You got a lunch and registration, then these shotguns start across the course about 1 o'clock, and then 3 to 5 p.m. you got drinks and appetizers and awards afterwards. So this is Clay's for Kids, benefiting the Children's Cancer Center, coming up on Thursday, October 8th. So right around the corner, Thursday, October 8th, 2020, right here in Tampa Bay.
So you can register on our website, clays4kids.com. You can register for a participant ticket, a foursome. We are offering sponsorships to many companies across the Tampa Bay area. We're going to have live auction, silent auction, and just a bunch of awesome things. We're partnering with different local vendors for food, drinks, etc. So we're really excited to be able to put this event on.
Very cool. Live auction, silent auction. The website is Clays4Kids, so the number 4kids.com.
That's correct.
Clays4kids.com. And Children's Cancer Center, about 45 years now, over 45 years, Children's Cancer Center is serving the greater Tampa Bay community with help from incredible donors and sponsors. Do you want to thank some of your sponsors right now?
Yeah, you know what? We have such an amazing support from this community with sponsors and food donations and program directors and just so many people that have rallied behind us to support our kids in this community. I'll tell you, there are so many sponsors that I'm thankful for, but what I will tell you is if you go to our website, childrenscancercenter.com, we actually have a partners page that's updated on there every year. And so that's a partners page for everyone to look at. I get asked this question all the time. People really want to work with companies that support organizations in the community. And so that's something I get asked often. And if you go to our website and look at our partners page, those are people I encourage for anyone that's looking for whatever it is that you're looking for to look on our page and see who supports us. And then in return be able to support them in their line of business. So that's definitely a great opportunity for us to be able to cross-promote the people that help us. And that's the only way we can do this, right? It is thanks to all of these people in the community that are able to help us fund these programs for our kids.
Yeah, absolutely. It's so important. And one of the mission is to, there's other organizations that are searching for the cure for tomorrow, but Children's Cancer Center is committing to helping the children and their families cope today. I think that's such a big part of it, Julien.
Absolutely. We always say the day we're out of a job because they find a cure for all types of cancer, I'll be thrilled. I'm waiting for that day to happen. But until that happens, these families are, dealing with this battle every single day. And so we have to be here to be able to help support them with the emotional, financial, and educational needs needed throughout their entire journey. There's so much that goes behind this. And so we're here to be able to guide them through and walk their path with them. So it's really important, in these events, of course, during these unprecedented times, these events are able to help us continue to fund our programs and fund our mission. We have, of course, the Clay Shoe. We also have our Fall Stampede that's going on right now. So that's also an amazing event for the community to get behind. We've been doing our Fall Stampede with Chick-fil-A for 9 years now. This is our first year going virtual. If you go to our website, fallstampede.com, you can actually sign up to be a virtual walk or run. So you kind of get to pick your own challenge for the month of September, where you get to pick if you're going to walk or run and the certain amount of miles you're going to do to help represent the national month. September is Childhood Cancer Awareness Month. And so we've been able to do this in September. And so we are in the process of doing the event right now. So you can sign up throughout the entire month to walk or run in the community.
All right. Good job, Julien. Thanks so much. Children's Cancer Center, say hello to everyone over there for us. And, hey, another great show. Thanks to Kevin Overstreet, James D. Jerome, Clyde Smith, and all of our expert contributors. And we want you to please go out and consider committing a random act of kindness. Do something kind for one another. Be a force for good in the community. And we'll see you next time right here on the Consumer Quarterback Show, consumerqb.com.
You've been listening to The Consumer Quarterback, Brandon Rhymes. Whether it's real estate, consumer, or financial advice, let Brandon call your next play. Contact Brandon Rhymes at 813-670-7372. That's 813-670-7372. Online at consumerqb.com. And join